Divorce update. So my husband says that he doesn't want a divorce. He said he feels like ever since our daughter was born that he didn't realize it, but he was, sad about not being number one anymore. And he has come to realize that that is just completely unreasonable on his part. He was willing to make any changes, starting to go into work earlier so he can leave early. I told him I'm not guaranteeing anything. Like, I'm still in my mind, like, kind of set forward on going, because I don't think he fully understands. And I told him that I don't think you fully understand. Like, I need you to be a different person. And I was very upfront with him about it. Like, he's like, do you think you could love me again? And I'm like, it's not that I don't love you. It's that I don't trust you. I don't feel like I can rely on you. I don't feel like we have anything else just besides our shared love of our daughter. And I was like, I'm not sure how easy it's going to be to get that back. Like, I literally need you to be a different person tomorrow. And I'm just telling you, like, I'm not in the nicest way. I don't think I really have much to change. So it's been really interesting seeing the comments about how I said that my daughter's number one, not my husband, and that he came to realize that. And that is why he has not been in our marriage. And all the men are commenting, yeah, it's your fault. He should be number one. And all the women are commenting, don't get rid of him. Are women and men really on two completely different pages when it comes to your child and your husband or your spouse, and which one is number one and number two?
Okay. Men and women divide over who comes first. Who do you think comes first when you become married and have kids? Not everybody wants.
Your spouse.
Let's hear from the ladies first. Let's hear from the ladies first, and then we'll hear from the men.
Your husband. Your husband.
Yeah, my husband.
Your husband comes first because you need to check in with him, and the rest follows. So your husband comes first on top of your kids. I know that you are a mother, but how are kids supposed to be happy in a household where your husband doesn't come first?
Okay. Any lady disagree? So a building is burning. You saving your husband over your kids?
No.
I think it can be both.
Me?
I feel like it can be both. So I feel like before you have children, your spouse should come first. And then once you have children, especially when they're little and they literally rely on you for everything, food, water, care. If you do not take care of them, they will cease to exist. You may have to place them above your spouse because your spouse can feed themselves. These babies cannot. Like, if you don't take care of them, they will cease to exist. So I feel like when you first get married before your children, you and your spouse should kind of hammer that out. Have that conversation, how you're going to raise the kid, what religion, and so on and so forth, to make the communication better. So when the child arrives, there's no shock that the child has to be fed, that the child has to be clothed.
I feel like, why does it have to be my husband or my children? Or the husband or the children? I feel like, now, as it pertains to me and my husband, he comes before myself, not in the sense of, making sure I'm good in my own self, my self-worth, etc. But when it comes down to it, yes, my husband comes first. But why does it have to be husband or children?
Because it's not equal. Who are you pouring into more? Who are you serving more? Who are you caring more? Who are you catering to more? Because it's not going to be equal.
But doesn't the word say that wives should put their husbands first? Christ is above all, but then it comes husband. So,
yeah, but a lot of people don't follow that regimen.
Man, woman, child.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's the correct word.
It's Christ, husband, and child.
Okay.
So I believe that.
Yeah, that's the correct order. But when we break it down into day-to-day activities, day-to-day in your household, it's not really broken down like that. You guys are, you're taking care of your children every single day. You're making sure your husband is good, and then you're taking care of yourself. Like, it kind of just I feel like it all just flows. I mean, I'm not married, so, but in how I would think about it, I feel like it all just flows. I don't feel like it comes down to, okay, in my day to day, I'm cooking dinner. Okay, who am I going to serve first? Like, I don't think it's that. I mean, my husband is always going to come first, but still, I don't know. I don't feel like it's broken down like that on your everyday task, every day to day thing. If you kind of get what I'm saying.
I probably was raised different than everybody out here for the most part. I'm from Mississippi. I saw my grandma and granddaddy. Granddaddy come before everybody. He get his plate first. Everybody gonna stand in line. Y'all sit your ass like that. Granddaddy eat first. He come first before anything everybody else talking about. That's just the way it's always been. And that's what I seen work best as the man of the whole house and the family.
So what do you say to if I'm serving if everybody plates are already at the table?
Well, granddaddy get his first. Period.
As far as like even just the simple because I know that was a big thing on the internet, a big controversy and discussion, who gets served first, the husband or the children.
It's your husband. If your husband is sitting at the head of the table,
yeah,
you should get served first.
No.
And that's even true. And that's even true for Thanksgiving. I had it myself. Yes. Thanksgiving dinner we hosted. Let's put that as an example. My husband is sitting at the head of the table. He gets his plate first. I suppose my father, because I am under his leadership.
Definitely.
And if your husband sets the tone of the leadership. So yes, if we're giving an example, Thanksgiving dinner, I'm hosting. My husband gets to sit right next to the head of the table, as opposed to my father, because I'm no longer under my father's covenant. I'm under his. So he gets his plate before my father gets his plate and before everybody else does.
Where are you from?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Oh, I'm Latin. I'm from Dominican Republic.
Yeah,
so I'm Dominican, and my husband is from here.
Okay, yeah.
Hey, y'all, see, my thoughts on the whole thing is that a lot of parents are having kids out of wedlock. So when we have a lot of kids out of wedlock, we tend to put the children first because there's not a lot of fathers who are in the kid's life. So it's mainly single mothers raising kids by themselves. So their children are always the number one priority. And if they happen to meet a man who they want to marry or want to have in their lives as a husband, things have happened ass backwards already, because now she's always going to cater to the children because the children was always there first. Right. If we did what God says and got married first, marry before you carry, I feel like we would be a little bit more willing to put the husband first when it comes to a lot of things, because things happen in structure and things happen in order. But when you have a child first and you breastfeed the child, you're around the child 24 hours a day. Everything you do, everything you say, everything you work hard for is for that child. I don't give a damn if the man is God himself. You're going to do for your child first before you do for any man, no matter in what capacity he comes into your life. So that's just the ass backwards situation, is that a lot of women who tend to put the kids first more than likely have their child out of wedlock, or they just didn't give a damn about the man that they had. So that's kind of the way I look at it. So, yeah.
I appreciate that perspective. Actually, that's actually the side that's not really talked about. So I appreciate that. I actually agree with that. So.
That's real.
What about if a woman gets remarried, or if a guy turns out to be like a stepfather or something like that? How does that play
out? I'm gonna tell you something real quick, bro. I was in two relationships
forever.
No, I was in two relationships where I played like the semi stepfather. I wasn't married.
Why you semi stepdaddy? Ain't you a full-time stepdaddy? You can't be semi.
No, semi stepfather means I wasn't married to the woman. I was actually in a relationship with her and she had kids. So yeah, it's semi, yeah.
Oh no, that's full-time stepdaddy. Ain't no semi.
Hey, you was a stepdaddy.
You was a stepdaddy.
Right.
Okay, well, let them tell it, but you know what I'm saying? I know what I know. I know what it was, but let them tell it. They might agree with y'all, but not me. Nah, it's just like for me, like I was in a situation where I was engaged in 2013 to a woman with boys, and I brought her out to Georgia, And I was doing everything that a husband was supposed to do or a fiance was supposed to do. And I was trying to instill a lot of those values into the kids and also to her, is that I wasn't demanding her to fix my plate first, but because she was such a very spiritual woman, and her mother and father raised her in the church and raised her, to do as the Bible says. And my mom, God rest her soul, I didn't go to church every Sunday. I wasn't in church like that, but it was almost like a common sense thing to me to do what God wanted me to do, even though I didn't worship him in church like a lot of other people did. So it got really hard because, I was trying to teach her that, yes, I work, you buy the food. I buy the food, you cook it. I should be the one that gets fed first. I set the table.
So there was a discussion that you had with her?
It was a discussion I had, yes. So it was like, for me,
talk about it.
I
So
look
you
at the
trying to
situation
train
like,
her? You trying to train her?
I thought it's supposed to be automatic. I didn't know.
Well, I say mold her a little bit because it was like, for me, I was doing a little bit more than probably I was supposed to as a man besides my regular situation. I was setting the table, I made sure that everything at the table was correct. I made sure the kids wash their hands before they come to the table. Because
her kids.
Table.
Yeah.
Her kids, yeah. I have no children. Yeah, I have no children. I've buried not one child in my life that I know of. I ain't got none that I know of. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Might be a 6'8" Division I player somewhere around here playing ball I don't know about. You know what I'm saying? However, is that it was me, helping the kids out, getting their hands washed, and so I'm already in the kitchen. But she proceeds to make sure the kids got fed first before me. I kind of looked at it as semi-disrespect, but I didn't want to try to cause any commotion around the children because the last thing I want to do is argue around the kids over something that me and her should know. So, we didn't know. That wasn't the reason why we broke up, but that was one of many reasons why I felt me and her were not meant to be.
So how did it end? What happened? Go on, just talk.
You know what I'm saying? I got to remember where I'm at. I'm on an Anton Daniels platform stuff. I got to let it all out.
Damn right.
You ain't got to answer. You ain't got to answer.
No, answer. What happened?
No, just like I said, basically, it just got to a situation where I felt that she wasn't using me for money because I wasn't balling out of control like that. It was a situation where a lot of times certain men, this discussion doesn't get talked about a lot, that a person, not even a man, a woman or a man could be used for their kindness. They could be used for their resources. They could be used for their time. Because, where I liked in having a bunch of money, I excelled in, teaching these kids about pop culture. I was having them watching the old school movies. You know what I'm saying? I'm wearing a shirt right now, Superfly. You know what I'm saying? I'm an old head. So
how many kids was it?
It was three boys.
Three boys.
And so, I'm teaching them about the old school when it comes to movies. I'm teaching them the old school when it comes to just about old school manners. And so, it was a lot of things I was trying to implement into them. And I was trying to, play the part, play the role while I had an engagement ring on my hand. But she, kind of took advantage of that because I cared more than any of the kids' fathers that, that was, in that she had the children by.
Wait, how many fathers? How did she take
You had an
I'm
engagement ring on your finger? What you
I ain't gonna disclose that. I'm
a little confused. 6 foot. I'm a little confused. So you engaged her, and then you decided that she was taking advantage. Like, why did it end? Like,
because I kind of got to a point where I felt that was pretty much, it was too much for me to bear. Because I realized it wasn't really about me, or it wasn't really about all of us. It was more about what I can pour into these boys. Because, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, again, where
boys. It's more than one?
Yeah, it was three boys, yes. Right, yeah. Egg all over my face, slid down my nose, onto my shirt, all that shit.
You strong.
You know what I mean?
Same baby daddy? They had the same baby daddy?
I ain't going to answer that question.
Yeah.
That's a no. That's a no. You already answered
it. You know what I'm saying? But however, is that, like I said, I just felt that I was doing a lot of things for her and with her that I didn't do in previous relationships that I got condemned for, and that I didn't take responsibility for. So I said, you know what? I learned from the other situations I was in. Let me do a mental assessment of what needed to be done, and I applied it all to her, and she probably picked up on that. And so I felt like I was damn near a single father to these kids. You know what I'm saying? I felt like they were my 3 boys and it was just me. And so, like I said, that's kind of it got too much to bear after a certain period of time. And me coming from being single, having no children, walking around the house butt naked when I want to, you know what I'm saying? I gave all that up.
That's important.
How long were y'all together? How long did you?
We were together, I would say, all together, I would say about 2 years.
So it took you 2 years to realize that?
Hey, I mean, I ain't the one that, you know what I'm saying? I ain't the kind of person to go into a situation and just give up on somebody quickly, especially if you met their parents, you put a ring on their finger. You know what I'm saying? I flew to because I'm from California originally, and so is she. So I fly to California, meet the parents, do all that, you know what I'm saying? Woo, woo, woo. So you just don't tell somebody, get the F out of my house, or I'm ending this so quick when you've invested so much into a situation. So that's the reason why.
Oh, they moved in with you? Wait, they moved in with you?
Technically, it was a place I chose. Cause like I said, I moved her from Cali, from where I'm in Georgia now, but she lived in Cali. So I found the crib. We both put the crib in both our names, and then she moved out here with the boys, and then everything went the way it went. And then when we broke up, she moved back to California with the boys.
Oh, that's
would you be a stepdaddy again?
A semi stepdaddy?
Yes. No, don't say semi.
No,
You was a stepdaddy.
You was a full-time stepdaddy. You you and the girl moved in together you were together for 2 years.
You said you put a ring on her finger. You was on
real
daddy.
Hold up, let's check it. Context matters. I was engaged to that woman. Okay, so the ring.
Yeah, you put a ring. Was it ring on her finger?
It's a little bit different when you put a ring on someone's finger. Now I was in another relationship. But now I was in another relationship with another woman that also had children. I didn't get engaged to her, and we didn't stay together that long. So that's the question, my brother. Will I do that semi stepfather thing again? Yes. Absolutely not. You know what I'm saying?
You would.
No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't.
He just do it all the way next time.
You like that role?
No, I wouldn't. I mean, cause like I said,
you going once, you going twice.
Nah. Like I said, once was already bad enough.
3 times. I mean,
you gotta keep in mind he don't have kids though.
Yeah. I have no children, so
I always wonder why men with no kids get with women.
But what if she was bad as hell though?
I'll give a damn. I don't give a damn if she was Halle Berry in '95. You know what I'm saying? It ain't happening because for me, as I sit in this living room right now on this panel with y'all, I'm by myself. I have the freedom to say what I want to say, do what I want to do, come and go as I please. I love children. I absolutely adore.
You love children.
You're real funny, Q. You're real funny. I'm saying I love children to death, and my thing was trying to teach them the things that I wasn't necessarily getting taught when I was a kid, because my mom was a single mom when she raised me, and so you know what I mean. So I didn't have a father around. So for me, rather than just turn around and say, like certain men, they say, they become the bad father that left them or that was around. Again, common sense hit me. Yo, these are the right things you need to do. Treat the kids the way you want to be treated if you had a father around. I did all of that, but again, I got taken advantage of because I was stupid. You know what I'm saying? I was stupid, so that's why, my homeboy that passed away.
No, you wasn't stupid.
Whoa, wait a minute. Joshua, what? That's 2 years.
Hey, now my homeboy that passed away a few years ago, he's from Detroit too. He told me he had a hashtag he created. He said, hashtag no to stepmothers. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Hashtag no to single mothers. He told me to stop messing with single moms. He said, don't do it again. And that's kind of what I'm doing.
Baby daddy?
No, he had no children either.
Okay.
He was a single father. I mean, I'm single. He was single too. And he was with a woman that had kids, and he got burned financially. See, I didn't get burned financially. I got burned just for my kindness. He got burned when it came to the bank account, and he was just bitter about the whole thing. And he said, no to single moms. He ain't doing that again. And for me, I'm not going to do it again either. It's a wrap. Anton, you can laugh all day, bro. I
don't even know what I'm laughing at.
Hey, I don't know. Shit.
I just seen a kid over there.
I'm just saying, I can't do it. So I respect single moms. I was raised by one, but I can't indulge in no more. I can't do it. So
never say never.
I think most guys will talk to a single mother nowadays.
I guarantee you.
It depends on how much she finesse you.
Yeah,
we weak for the box, bro.
Depends how good she looks.
I've been a stepfather before. I get it.
Nah, man, she could make lemon pepper wings every Sunday. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna bite.
Okay.
And that's my weakness.
Lemon pepper
wings
Of
and
all
pedicure.
things you name food, that's your weakness.
Lemon pepper wings and pedicure toes. That is my weakness. You know what I'm saying? You can do that all day. I'm not gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
Was you like bringing home your paycheck and stuff like that?
Well, for the fiance, no, we wasn't doing that. I wasn't doing that. It was just, you know what I'm saying, she actually gave me money to take care of things. Like I said, financially, it wasn't a problem. It wasn't like giving up money to take care of things and making things happen. That wasn't the problem. It's just that I felt like I was alone at times doing certain things with the boys.
Aww.
And you know what I'm saying? Like
Where
I said,
where was their fathers?
They wasn't around. One's deceased and they wasn't around. So the thing is that I was, you know, we were like, you know, playing video games together. We watching Boys in the Hood, you know, getting caught up on some of the old school stuff that I grew up on, you know what I'm saying, Juice and, you know, doing all those things that I couldn't do with a father as a kid. So I did all of that to kind of catch them up, playing old school music, you know what I'm saying? I let them enjoy the music that they grew up, that they were currently listening to, but I say, you got to play the old school stuff. I don't want you to be a music idiot out here and don't know the people that came before you. So I was playing a lot of old school music with them. They was feeling it. They were playing their current music. They was feeling it. I was pouring a lot into them, but like I said, I felt like it was just me.
Do you miss them?
You know what I mean? I was done after a while.
Do you miss the boys?
Absolutely. Oh yeah, I love the kids.
Yeah, it do.
The kids ain't the problem. It was the woman.
Yeah.
It was the woman. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I don't blame the kids for nothing because kids don't deserve to get ridiculed at a certain age. You know what I'm saying? They don't really know no better. That's why you need parents to instill and teach. And
So
you know
what was she doing while you was talking to and hanging out with the boys?
I mean, she'll either she'll be working or she'll be like, you know what I'm saying, getting some rest.
Was she the breadwinner?
Nah, it was me. It was almost equal. Our pay was almost equal. It wasn't one person doing a whole lot more than the other where we could tell somebody, you know what I'm saying, you know, where I could be like, sit your ass down or, you know, none of that big dog talk. It was almost semi equal. So it wasn't a breadwinner situation.